Alright, we're back. Okay, you need a road, and then I need to send you over to here where the silver is. Eventually. Wait, no, this isn't in the city influence. Okay, built in there. Oh, right, there's a village here. Town here. Exact name doesn't actually matter much. Not to me, anyway. Lumber mill! It's the obvious thing to do. Bird enclosure. Okay, so in order to get that requires ancient customs. Let's see here, well, I shouldn't build the forge, I should build the foundry. So, hmm. Well, okay, is there anything that's fast enough to... Wait, perhaps a carpenter. That would provide +3... No, it's not fast enough. It just isn't. But I should also right away build the trading post right after. Yeah. Ooh, yes, and observe. Oh, right, it's a replacement building. For a second there I was wondering, how bad is this? How did I manage to get the science multiplier so bad so that produced less science? Sorry. I was earlier today, and not today. Yeah, yesterday. I was playing a bit of Rise and Fall to get an idea of how the base game was like without, actually playing the base game. And oh my, are all the numbers inflated in C to C. Like, impressively so. So, yeah, these numbers. None of them should be that high. Like 50 production in a city would be a lot. Even in the mid game. And here we are, 50 production isn't that much. Okay, that's not that bad because no city actually uses the tile. It's just out of range. Let's take that bill. 550 production is ridiculously high. Although admittedly, that is 136 base production. Combined with 70% more. 70% more. Right? Yeah. which is already on its own pretty ridiculous. But that's how the game is. It's a lot of ridiculousness that goes on. Part of that is due to the nature of Civ, and some of it isn't. Oh jeez, there's another river that's actually cuts off a very large portion of the continent. Rivers do not do that. That's not how drainage works. Eventually, one of the ends would silt up and just go unused because it's just easier to go the other direction. At least I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. If anyone that actually works with rivers would like to issue a correction that yes, this is possible, please let me know. Of course, this might have happened by the time this video releases because, well, recording's fun, so I do tend to record well into advance, so like right at this moment, we haven't even hit classical era yet in the released videos, so yeah, back then there were still 8 civs on the map, and half of them are gone. Only 2 of them are my fault. Oh yeah, there is, after all, barbarians wandering about. That's a warden. That is less scary than the Minecraft warden. That's still a tough nut to crack. Thankfully, so long as the units stay inside the city, they're entirely harmless. Of course, that assumes that they stay inside the city, which isn't necessarily the case. Honestly, I don't really need the money production that much anymore. So I think I'll slow down on more money and focus on food a bit more from here on out in order to get cities growing. Because maintenance no longer really costs that much of a deal. That's merely 10,000. That's 2% of my treasury. Sure. Just had to check the number of zeros first before I agreed to the decision. So it wouldn't be the first time I miscounted that. Oh wait, I can look the tile. It's going to be a lumber mill. I don't really need horses. Camels were a bit different. There's not many camels that appear, so I want to ensure that I have a source. Roads take forever to build on mountains. Like, look. Built pasture, +3 production, +2 commerce. And also from chopping 1,000 production in Garapan. Lumber mill, +9 production, +4 commerce. Heck, as long as I ignore the food reduction, the town's better. Same with the workshop, although I would prefer the town. Workshops just aren't good yet. Actually, they tend to be pretty bad anyway. Like, food reduction. It's just food reduction. Please don't attempt to kill that unit. You trying that would almost certainly end in your death. So please, Warden, don't go hunting the other Warden. I haven't heard any defeats, so... we need any deer herds in any of the cities? Yes, actually. Okay. Probably should remember that. Ethiopia needs deer. Ethiopia needs deer badly. Oh no, what was that? Okay, message log. Okay, I was just a worker being attacked by a chimpanzee. That's not great, but not nearly as bad as most of the options. Oh. Apparently you won the battle. Okay. Help Tafuna build that mining camp. Okay, I think it's safe enough. Yeah, there's a lot fewer animals out and about, so I think it should be safe enough for me to start. Okay, the north is still pretty bad, but I think otherwise it's safe enough for me to send out workers. To start improving the tiles over here. Because the other cities could really use it. Foundry, service quarters, town hall. Yes, I'm aware it's going to increase maintenance a lot, but oh yeah, I think I remember there not being a need for elephants on this continent. I think I remember checking that. The uncertainty. Hmm. No, I'm not actually interested. Okay, 270 production. That's gonna be several turns at least. Before the mining camp gets built, most cities don't have much production, especially before the tiles are improved. Now, one or two lumber mills usually does the job pretty well, especially when prime timber is involved, but it's not like that. I don't think there's a wonder that automatically gives ancient customs. That would be great, if a bit busted. Again, there are at least a couple wonders that tend to be a bit busted, even base game. Though in base game the numbers tend to be a lot smaller, so. Also something I need to do, that hero unit, I made a culture a long time ago expecting to need a hero unit against Ethiopia. Turns out I didn't need it, because I got wood steel. I do want to build that hero unit though. Oh, thank God, it actually let me. Yeah, you're gonna be done faster than the sulfur. I believe I can use, yeah, you can do an achievement. Okay. Let's bring you out. I think the military units are at this point able to match its strength fairly easily, so the hero unit's not going to be nearly as dominant as it otherwise would be. So, limited utility, so to speak. As always. Okay, foundry. Continental canals. Probably going to need to do the... It's a lot of crime. Wick. Guardhouse. I need the guardhouse too much. Let's get the bazaar and the grocer. The castle. The auction house. Insurance office. Keep tower. Pub. Gambling den. I think that combination should work. Probably. There's no need to buff foreign trade routes. All my trade routes are internal. Although that is entirely unrelated, isn't it? Outside. Oh, this... No, that has a young forest. That's right. It's faster and somewhat more valuable to build lumber mills than mountain mines. Sure, my mountains can't exactly do much else. But lumber mills are just that good. They really are just that good. So. Huh. I do wonder if Persia and Hatti are ever going to manage to found a religion. I still haven't seen any of the other two religions. I just clicked the wrong island. Kasiu has two of the religions. The Mesopotamian religion, which has a name that I don't remember, and Shinto. Mesopotamism. Okay. Ah. Hmm. But I haven't seen any evidence of the other two religions. Shamanism and Druidic tradition. I have not seen either of them appear. Oh, you're gonna... Okay. Hopefully you don't have problems with that. I mean, if you do, then it's free territory that I could grab at any point. Then again, it's going to be occupied by barbs, who have a fairly easy time catching up to me because they don't actually play with the tech system. Not really. So their approximate level of development is around mine.
The trouble with weather forecasting is that it's right too often for us to ignore it, and wrong too often for us to rely on it.
It's been getting annoyingly incorrect lately, though, I've noticed, weather forecasting. Probably because all our climate data is slowly turning out of date due to rapid changes in the real world equivalent. Still weird to have divine right. Okay, navigation, and then I don't know what. Maybe the matchlock? Game hunter. The arquebusier. Yeah. Requires furniture. Uh, it's plus 10% on. Okay, I'm not touching that. Not for a while. I guess matchlock is next. Naval cannon. Are these two different landing ships, or? Yeah, just for some reason it appears twice. I don't know why. Probably something finicky with the code. That does happen a lot. Okay, let's get fishing boats. Oh, wow. Do I need any amphibian pawns? There. Nope. Science? Yeah, let's see. An observatory. Okay, these turns really are getting long. I was just able to finagle with something on the screen and it didn't affect it. And that was after a few seconds delay, so. Yeah, the problems are starting to get a little rough. I guess it just decides the commerce is more valuable than the food. It's got a long list of production to deal with. I think that might be the last of the amphibian enclosures on the old continent. That's not built, the fishing pens. That can be built later. Oh, you're missing the dances for sure. Let's get 2 entertainers. Wait, they're not entertainers anymore, are they? They're... Yeah, okay, they're entertainers. You know, let's just build them now. So I don't have to completely forget about it. I mean, I know the rain dance isn't a thing anymore. The blood dance persists. It's anarchism specific. Which is a bit weird, but I think it's usually supposed to refer to prehistoric. You're not exactly expected to keep it through the whole game, but well, you can, and I guess I'm going to do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hero units get these specific hero upgrades, which are usually a good bit stronger, but they don't have second ranks. Like, I can't get a builder 2. However, um, the hero units, you can retire them, or you can have them lead the troops on the tiles of Warlord. When you retire them, it depends on who exactly they are. Some hero units can build these achievements, which are national wonders, which affects all cities. And those can only join as a select few specialists. The others can't do those achievements, but they pretty much can pick any great person, specialist, to be converted into, without any actual limitations. I might end up using them for some things, but for the most part it's probably just going to be convert to utility. After a while the hero units stop being useful. Kind of like how great person history, or great man theory in history, becomes less and less useful as institutions grow larger and societies become more complex. Anyway, achievement industrial. 15% defense in all cities, but most importantly, plus 10% production in all cities. Also, Alofi is getting to have more culture, which is good for them. Probably should have those sent to the newer cities, if I'm being honest. The achievements. Build in Honolulu, send to another city. Because Honolulu can actually has the productive capability to build the national wonders that aren't okay, so we still have war dance which obsoletes with military science. Good to know. And assuming the tattooer. Yep. Might as well build this now. Okay, it's not exactly specific to anarchism. It also is available with chiefdom. I'm gonna wait on removing the peat bog. Okay, so I can... Yeah, I can just walk into the tile with the worker. None of those animals are actually dangerous to it. Hit and run. Attack twice, regardless. That one's always fun. I'm increasingly... getting tempted to build the clock punk. Which I can't see on the list here, but I assure you it's around somewhere. I think you need to have sulfur in the city, in or around the city, so you should be able to build the capital. It's an alt his culture, so it doesn't actually have any specific cultural requirements. At least not heritage requirements. Yeah, here's Clockpunk. I already have plenty of donkey, so no thank you. In fact, doesn't the city have a donkey herd? Anyway, the exploration ship should be busy handling the last little bits of sea accessible terra incognito. Anyway, keep bolstering yarns production. Arctic foxtail. Yeah, the turns are really starting to get slow. Although admittedly, they're not that bad yet. I was, as I mentioned, playing a bit of Rise and Fall, and turns were actually worse than this towards the end. Although they may have been the 16 or so civs running on the map. There were a lot of them, I must admit. Foundry, capture commercial port. I don't care if it says +2, I don't trust it. Trade routes themselves are finicky, so. Oh. And I need the sewer system. Build the Lyceum. Okay, what was this? Right, just need to do something else for a minute. No, not that. Okay. These. There. That is much better. Let's move this a bit so I can easily see it. Great. Okay, we're back. Falconry School. There's a lot of resources here. Fairly obvious to make that a mine, because it's coal. If it's a resource that can be mined, or better yet, lumber milled, build the appropriate thing. Not, well, I need to check to see what it is, and if I can avoid it somehow, then I probably could still get away with building a lumber mill and or something else. That's still gonna take a few turns. That's okay though. And war dance. Don't worry, those entertainers might have their use someday. Might. It depends on whether or not certain things occur. It's probably going to be most helpful with Seer. Either way, it's something for later. Yeah, definitely has not cured already. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's awful. +2, so that's how much the carpenter gives. Tannery is actually fairly good. Roper, clay pit, carpenter. Oh. Okay, stone tool maker, trading post. Is the trading post up here? No. That was just the oil lamps being as yellow as the trading post icon is. The trading post icon is extremely yellow, so it's easy to mistake for something else. Surprisingly easy, perhaps. Or perhaps unsurprisingly. I think I've ascertained that there's no more need for deer on this continent, so this will not stop me from checking at another point, though. Because I am like that. I do wish that the last bits of terrain end up getting subsumed at some point. Oh, what's that? Oh, how? Boat. It's the only explanation. That's a heavy axeman, so you know what? Just stay here and hope that the bows handle it. Really don't lose the city. Losing cities is always bad. You need a shell worker. Ow. I highly doubt it, but does anyone? Yeah, okay. Ask question, get answer. Is there anything I want to rant about today? Not really, actually. Okay. March. I'm not sure why I bother with the animal tamer donkeys. But I am doing it, so. I mean, there's a tamer complex that replaces them all, so. I really am uncertain why exactly I'm doing this. But I'm doing it anyway. Ah yes, the exotic herbivore of skunk. I don't see a corn on this for some reason. Okay. That's a queue for the next 100 years or something? Possibly 200. Depends on how long the specific stuff ends up taking. Honestly, this phase of the game is a bit nice. I can do stuff on a second screen without cutting off the game. God, the forest is too small for me to work like that. Okay. Fine. Can't even build it. Not sure why. Probably missing the farm, actually. Yeah, makes no sense. Observatory. Theater. I think that's required for quite a bit of stuff. What's your crime? Sure, it can justify a castle. But you also need a causeway. Oh, fine, I can build the actual Star Fort instead. And water pump. At this point, I might as well build the aqueduct. Even if I'm avoiding it. Because gondola canals. Even if I'm not particularly enthused about it, they exist. Shall continue to do so. Class library. Okay. I'll be back at a future date in order to deal with that. Drat. I took too long. There. That bit's done.
Pleased to see the dolphins play. I mind my compass and my way.
Frigate. Navigation 3. One more move for water units, and I can now trade across oceans. So long as it's on Earth, any city's accessible. With perhaps a bit of road building for the inland ones. Well, that probably isn't that big video, that one. The road building, I mean. Okay, Appia is gonna need a new city. Not city, new queue. Okay, crime is a genuine problem, but we've got foundry things to do first. And science. Bailiwick should do. And the Harbor Master's office. Let's get that one first. Those two should be effective enough to handle all of it. Sure, maybe I'll build the gambling den. But building the Star Fort after. To make up for it. Road signs. Oh, no gondola canals? I built the road signs before I... So I built an aqueduct before I even built a road. Hmm. No river, so I can't build a bridge. Sad. Yeah, it has to be a river tile for a bridge to be built. Extremely disappointing. Herding dog can wait for a unit that can actually do that stuff. Oh, Castle Gatehouse, I guess. And Bailiwick. That to deal with any potential crime issues caused by the pub. Oh, what now? Please don't tell me that my... What died? Please. I need to know. The hawk died. Joy. Okay, I've pretty much confirmed that yes, the dart frogs aren't useful anymore. Not specific. Fine, I'll send this guy north. Okay, there anything that builds fast enough to make sense to build first? No. At least not for the ancient customs. But for the engineering school, yes. Stone toolmaker is an obvious one, but others do apply. Arctic Fox. I already have one of those. Okay. No direwolf remains? I want to place you with a predatory check. Fine, I guess you can do the dog breeder stuff. Not like there are any big cats needed for the enclosures. Why haven't I given you hill worker yet? Seriously. Oh wow, Hati needs 78 turns to get through Sacrifice Cult. Oh, oh, oh. That's pathetic. Genuinely pathetic. I did it ages ago. It took me like 10 turns at the most. I mean, sure, I put it off as long as possible. So it was fast. I just didn't find it useful, the rewards. Falconry School. Yeah, I think at this point anything that can build a falconry school on the continent either already has or can't do it via a subdued animal for whatever reason. I don't know what's blocking me from doing it, but it is blocking it, so not much I can do about it. Like, right here. I've checked this city. It won't do that. Not properly. So maybe there are extra requirements for building it that way that the game doesn't say anything about. Not sure. Okay, Foundry is still the stones will turn to the Lyceum once I build that. I just need to figure out where the thing is. Well, I might as well build the community garden. It takes 4 turns, it gives me 11 food. Never mind the butchery. Okay, actually, the butchery has total priority. Do that one first. No, there's the sewers. I also need a Grammaticus, so. There. That puts the Lyceum on the list of options. Yeah, this was one of the wonders that was added in the expansions, and with that, they like to play around with the uh, design, the blueprint aspect at the beginning a little bit, including by that gong sound at the start. Quite nice, quite fun. Okay, Honolulu needs something to do. Nothing in production, unless I build an aqueduct. Fine, aqueduct it is. 2,000 gold is a turn's worth of gold. Of course, the fun thing is I actually had gotten that event. Oh, okay, fine, the Jaguar. The Fox is not dangerous at all. The Jaguar. That's an Emperor Penguin. Neat. Did I get hit and run? Yes, okay. Or haven't, or I don't have the requirement for you. I don't know. I mean, that event also is actually a base game, no, a vanilla event. It's beyond the sword because random events were actually introduced in that version, in that expansion. Okay, Founder's only +5. Still better than the rest, at least in raw output potential. Okay, the Grammaticus. Is that what it needs? Yeah, okay. Let's also get the top priority for sure. It's just too good of a building to ignore. And let's also get the community garden. I'm operating consideration on food. It's now the new third tier, maybe fourth. Because production is top priority, because that means I can build more buildings. Second priority is science, because it means I can research newer, better buildings. And then food, culture, and gold constantly vie for third place, because food means I can work more tiles to get more specialists, which are all basically miniature buildings that don't need production. For all that means. Culture allows me to exploit new tiles and is necessary to get the new promotions, which act as a, well, leader promotions, which act as a sort of national wonder, I guess, depending on the situation. It's more complex than that, but also less. I'll save you in case I need a heritage. In case I decide to do one of the altist wonders. Just want to double check. Am I missing? No. I can't build the observatory because need a peak or hill on the sleeves. Oh wait, I already am building the building. Okay, fine. I accept that. I do, however, want another warden and then yieldy combo. Not skirmisher. Where's the longbowman? Those? Those were there you are. And then I don't just dock worker. And settler. Foundry. Observatory. Okay, so you need a causeway, aqueduct. Book requires an officium. Which is the only reason to build it, because just beyond that, it just gives it happiness and maybe some education. Draft. Okay, stone tool maker, always top quality, always build. I'd say the roper and the tannery are worth it. Okay, the carpenter's busted. That plus 15% is a lot. Then again, the tannery is even more busted, so build that first. Then the carpenter gives me plus 5 for only 7 turns. Okay, then roper and chalk gatherer. I'm not building the forge though because the foundry is better. The surveyor's office is actually better, but not by much. Engineering school. And I'll probably grab the straw gatherer, yeah. And surveyor's office. Because again, I'm not building the forge. The guild hall is not available until I have a forge or foundry. The foundry is plus 9 over 59 turns. So 6 turns is fine for one production. Let's check. Anything with 2 production? Yeah, nowhere near close. Okay, foundry. And then I'll reevaluate with the guild hall. Okay, actually, the apprentice's workshop is better. I'm also gonna have to build a lyceum eventually, but that's much further down the line with that city. After all, I'm gonna need the sewer system. Yeah, Grammaticus too. It's a down the line problem. The Lyceum isn't amazing when it comes to production anyway. Well, it's not that amazing. Not enough to really justify it. Right, I'm gonna enjoy that plus 16 production. And I need to build a causeway first, then an officium. Does pyrite do anything? The fact that it's just a crate indicates... Yeah, no, it's just something. The officium... Actually, it's a pretty cheap building by now. So, there it goes. The list of God-built buildings before the wonders shifts and changes over time. Usually to include more buildings so I can get out of building the wonders, at least to myself. And the theater burned down. That must have been some production. Guess I can mine the crater. Emperor Penguin Tail. Excellent. Butchery. Just first thing. Founders be good. Okay. The Lyceum. I need the Grammaticus because I already have everything else. I do want to get that community garden though. Yeah, it would mention if I were missing anything else that was actually important. Okay. I think I'm actually in the next turn. I usually stretch it out, but today headphones are getting uncomfortable. So I specifically avoided recording today because the headphones were growing uncomfortable yesterday, midday or so. And it's grown uncomfortable again, which is not a good sign. Yeah, probably rest after this one. At least from recording maybe another actual full day. Don't worry, recording I'm way ahead. Anyway, so it's not like this is going to affect videos at all. I have no idea when this video is going to come out. Possibly 2 or 3 months down the line, which is the fun bit. Because if I take too long to make the uh, thumbnail, then I have no choice but to delay this even further. I probably won't because I've already made the one for a classical at least. And like I said, it's nowhere near the point of the classical image appearing at the time that I'm recording this. Are we missing the gondola? No, but we're missing the servants' quarters, which I'm not particularly enthused about building because it raises maintenance. And while I am shifting away from gold, I'm not going to be trying to drain it dry. Okay, community garden has already been built. We can skip the hunting dog trainer for later. Tavern has an upgrade down the line. I can skip the fish pens too, at least for now. Leech catcher. The bailiwick is a great one because it lowers maintenance. And that is starting to become noticeable. It has been noticeable for a while, honestly, the maintenance. I'm already building the observatory, aren't I? Yeah, I figured. Yeah. I won't even do anything next turn. Okay, so how is percentage? +5. Okay, carpenter is a great idea. The engineering, okay. Clay pit, roper. Then the engineering school. We're at +5%. You know what, I can figure that one out later. I'm sure I'll know down the line what to do. The longer the queue goes, the more likely I am to make a mistake, and the more difficult it is to fix said mistake. So. Oh fine, I'll just have it built a little bit. Okay, no city queues, just... Like, I know the city is going to be building a hawking hut. Oh, what the heck? Why are you appearing now? Hawking school. Okay, fine. Right, I'll stop here. I'll stop here. I'll stop here. Even with the uncomfortable headphones, I still want to keep playing. Apparently, I've not been able to get through much. I finished weather forecasting and navigation, and then the next one's matchlock, which I'm about to finish, but yeah, it's taking a while. I'll probably do naval cannon, and then battlefield medicine. Sure, if I have issues with that. Flintlock, and dueling, and flintlock, and ship of the line. I could use that. I'm not gonna need it for a while, but I guess cavalry tactics. In case you're wondering, I'm avoiding humanism as long as possible because it uh, obsoletes a couple of things, although none of those I have built. Okay, I realize that my avoidance of it isn't actually reasonable, but eh, because I'm probably going to feel the need to go rush down every bit of it that I can. No, no. Um, Falconry School? Yeah, it's Falconry School. I'm also setting up to plant a city on this island. The difficult part is finding a plot that I can actually land on because there are several stacks of animals. Thankfully, a good portion of them are birds, so they'll go places. But yeah. Oh, have I made that lava rock gatherer yet? Ah, okay. So, you know what? Once you're done with the matchlock, let's just go straight and do the waterproof concrete. Because this helps with water construction. So bridges and whatnot. It's extremely useful, which is why it's so annoying that it's locked behind lava rocks. I mean, I get locking the building behind lava rocks, but I have no beelining on, so that deck is actually more expensive than it really should be. It costs 7 turns. Considering it's classical era tech, yeah. Heck, Islam costs 12 turns. Humanism only costs 15. It's not supposed to be that expensive. Not normally, but yeah. Heck, if I cover over anatomy. Yeah, the no beeline makes it actually more expensive than humanism. Or political philosophy, or even divine right. Maybe critical thought too? Not critical thought though. Yeah. Of course, the oldest tech I can research is chematism, which is 2 turns. Which is still insanely expensive considering how much the actual price was. I mean, for them, is that the value for me? Is it for them? 3672. That's for me. Okay. What it says? Yeah, it should be. You can vary tech cost depending on age. I know that for a fact because that's literally the bonus effect that the Mayans have in Rise and Fall. Which, by the way, was somewhat prescient because the whole civilizations have unique abilities instead of just unique units and buildings. That's something that Rise and Fall did. Seriously. Anyway, I have gone on long enough. The treasury is doing amazing, better than ever. Even if almost all of it is spent on city maintenance. Look at that. It's 9,685. Civic upkeep is most of the rest. It's 1,153. Apparently, the biggest single expense is all the apprentice workshops I have. Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.